Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the 2021 GIS contest training camp. And today we will start the training about web development group. I hope in the next 7 days, all of you can enjoy the training with us here. Our training, as I mentioned, our training will be 7 days from today to the 7th of June, and every day at the same time, 4 p.m. in the Beijing time, 2 p.m. in the Bangladesh time, and 1:30 p.m. in the India time. We will open this Zoom session to discuss about how to develop your own web application using Supermap.js using Supermap.js products. Okay, first let me share my screen. Yep. What we are seeing now is a JS contest training program of development group. And this training is for the web development group based on the Supermap iDesktop, iServer, and iClient product. The training will explain the basic concepts and operation required by the development group, and finally help the participants to complete the development. And the training will be from 1st of June to 6th of June, and there will be 7 days. Okay, so first, before we start our training today, please allow me to introduce you about our training schedule. At the first day, which is today, we will introduce you about how to download the Supermap products. I think if you already attend the earlier training, which the mapping group and application analysis group, you already downloaded the Supermap iDesktop or iPortal also. But in this training, we will mainly use the Supermap iClient. And then today we will also download and import the spatial data from open source websites. I hope that you can choose your own country's data or any country you are interested in to do this development. And next, we need to process the data and do the mapping using iDesktop and publish the service using iServer. And after today, we will share with you the materials and the recorded training video with all of you in the Google Classroom. So please also join us in the Google Classroom. You can get the classroom code from our poster of JS contest training. And the second day, we will actually start the development based on Supermap iClient and iServer. So the first day, we need to achieve the function of show our own map and show the online base map on web browser using Supermap iClient. And then we need to achieve some toolbar functions, such as the distance measurement, area measurement, and full extent button in the toolbar. The third day will be related to the query. We need to achieve the function of query of click to query the attributes of building and query the land use area by type. And also we want to achieve one search function, which is input the keywords to query the buildings. And in the day 4 is about the modification of the building. We need to achieve the modify attributes of building and modify the geometry of buildings. And in the day 5, there will be create a new building and delete an existing building. Then the last 2 days of the training, we will discuss about the 3D development using Supermap iClient for WebGL. And in the day 6, we will process our 3D data and publish the 3D service using iServer. And day 7 is to show our 3D scene based on the code and also the base map on the web browser. And also we want to achieve the function to click the query, query the attributes in 3D. So this is the training schedule of our development group training. Okay, first of all, I want to share with you about I want to start from the introduction of Supermap products, which is Supermap iServer and iClient. This won't be a long time. First, about Supermap iServer, there will be 3 topics: the product's positioning, product capabilities, and product packages. So what we are seeing now is the Supermap GIS. Sorry, what you are seeing now is the Supermap GIS 10i product system. And we can see Supermap iServer is in the center inside of the Cloud.js server. So Supermap play a very important role in the Supermap GIS 10i product system. It is a publisher of geospatial data and GIS capabilities. Through Supermap iServer's services, we can achieve our spatial data. We can do the visualization, do the rendering, and also to make the spatial analysis on the website. So iServer is very important inside of the product system. As I mentioned, the product positioning of iServer is to publish the spatial data and GIS capabilities. So the Supermap iServer, first, it is an enterprise GIS server. It supports the 2D and 3D GIS, and it is the enterprise level server. And of course, the iServer is the cross-platform. It can run not only on Windows, but also it can run on Linux natively. And iServer is also one service GIS development platform. It is a service-oriented architecture and provides service-oriented components. And of course, iClient can work with iServer together. These 2 products cooperate with each other to provide the capability of secondary development of web GIS application. So the client development toolkit, which is iClient, provides us the function of various types of client application development controls and 2D and 3D development. So the users of iServer will be the first type is the GIS professionals, which they can use iServer to publish GIS service. And the second one is the application developer, because they need to, based on the iServer services, to construct the application system. And also the system administrator is one type of users of iServer. They need to use iServer to configure, publish, and manage the GIS services. Okay, the second is the product capability. It provides us the capability of enterprise level GIS server and service GIS development platform. There are some basic services supported by Supermap iServer, such as map service. It provides us the capability of map browsing, zooming, panning, map measurement, map query, semantic map. Most of our later development work will be based on the map service. And the data service provides us the capability of query on data sources and data sets, and the online editing. That means the user of web application can edit and manage the spatial data on website. So this is a very important capability. And next is a spatial analysis service. As we know, the GIS spatial analysis service is very useful in the analysis of spatial data. So through the spatial analysis service published by iServer, the user can achieve the spatial analysis on web. There are some spatial analysis supported, such as clip, erase, delete, identity, intersect, union, update, and others. And the last one is network analysis service, such as the optimal path analysis, traveling salesman analysis, multiple traveling salesman analysis, service area analysis, location allocation analysis, and closed facility analysis. But in this training, we won't discuss about the network analysis because we don't have enough time. And we hope that if you want to submit your own development result to join the SuperMap.js contest, it's very suggested to use the network analysis to achieve some network analysis, such as the optimal path analysis. It's very useful. It can help us to get the shortest path from the start point to the end point. Besides of the basic types of services published by server, there are some others, like the traffic transfer. It's mainly about the bus or the metro, such as we want to go to our destination from our current location by bus. So which bus we need to take and where we need to transfer the bus. So this traffic transfer analysis can help us to achieve it. And address matching service is mainly for the query place with address keywords and query place with position information. And the 3D and 3D network analysis service, it provides us the capability about 3D. The geometry service is with no need of map and data service. It's a built-in service, and if there is no any data source need to be based on, we can achieve some functions. And there are some advanced functions also, like the distributed analysis service, real-time data service, data catalog service, data stream service. So these are mainly related to the big data technology, such as the distributed analysis help us to manage our data distributedly and help us to do the spatial analysis for a big volume of spatial data. We can do the distributed analysis. And the real-time data service and data stream service are mainly related to the IoT. IoT is also one part of big data. We can get the stream data, the real-time data from such as the GPS device or the mobile signal or even the social media. And we can make this as a data stream service to get the real-time data change. Okay, and now what we are seeing is the service management capability. There are some, this is a back end of iServer management. From this website, from this page, we can achieve all of the management work about iServer, and also we can get the statistics of service access. And based on the iServer, I mean, after we publish our spatial data using iServer, we need to use iClient, SuperMap iClient, to develop our services, to develop our applications. The most common used iClient is the JavaScript. Besides of JavaScript, we also have like Flash, WebGL plugin, Android, and iOS. But the Flex and plugin, these two already been expired. So for the website, we will mainly use JavaScript and WebGL. And on the mobile side, we can choose to use iClient for iOS or iClient for Android. And iServer also supports the extension development. It allows to construct industrial service components for all service layers and to construct custom business components quickly, realize dynamic linkage integration of service layers, and also the manage custom service easily. So that means if the existing iServer functions cannot meet your requirement, meet your spatial requirement, you can easily do the extension development based on iServer. For example, if I want to have a new service, which is to show the temperature of every location, but I want to achieve it using iServer, so I can extend the services type. Besides of map service, data service, there can be a temperature service. So we can use Java to extend the existing iServer functions. All right, and next is the product packages. There will be different package of iServer. First, we can download the product package from this URL, and for different type of package, such as the install package, which is the full version, the setup version. If you didn't have any other Supermap products, you can use the setup package of iServer, because when you install the iServer, the license drive will be installed automatically. But actually, the most common used package is the zip package. We just need to download it and unzip it, then we can use it directly. There is the iServer for Windows 32 bytes, 64 bytes, or for Linux 64 bytes. And for others like var package, WAR, that is if you, because iServer is one of the application based on the Tomcat. Tomcat is a very popular middleware. But if you don't want to use Tomcat, but you want to use some other middleware, you can choose to download the WAR package and it can work well with other middleware. There is another, and the last one, there is another spatial version of iServer, which is a deploy package. Deploy package is smaller than the full package, and there is no sample service, sample data inside. So after the development, when we need to deploy our web application to the production environment, to the server, then we can choose to use the deploy package to reduce the volume of our project. Okay, that's the brief introduction of Supermap iServer. And next one is about the Supermap iClient for JavaScript. I also want to share the knowledge with you about this. Okay. There will be two topics about iClient. The first one is product introduction and the product selection. The iClient for Supermap iClient for JavaScript is the development toolkit, and it provides us the libraries for client.js application and the unified JS client terminal for consuming 4 cloud carriages and online services. The 4 cloud carriages, which is the Supermap iServer, Supermap iEdge, Supermap iPortal, and Supermap iManager. And it provides us two main libraries. The first one is map libraries, and the second one is data visualization. And Supermap iClient for JavaScript is open source because it is based on the open source framework like OpenLayers, Leaflet, MapBox.gl, and another one is Classic. Because the OpenLayers and Leaflet, they are very popular in the WebGIS development. So we choose to, based on this open source framework, to provide the capability for them to connect the services published by iServer and the Supermap format. And also we achieve more functions we achieve more advanced function based on the framework. And also you can search the Supermap iClient for JavaScript on GitHub because it's open source and you can download the source code of it. And for the visualization part, for the map library part, as I mentioned, it is based on the OpenLayers, Leaflet, Mapbox GL, and Classic. Classic, actually, it is based on the OpenLayers too. And for the visualization library, we based on the DB, which is data-driven visualization library, and eChart. It provides us a lot of visualization effects on the chart. And MapV, it is an open source library for big data visualization based on the Baidu map. And for visiting the homepage of Supermap iClient, you can for Supermap iClient, you can visit if you already download the full package of iServer, then you can visit the localhost 8090 iServer iClient for JavaScript, web index.html. But you can also visit our official website, which is iClient.supermap.io, and you just need to input iClient.supermap.io, and you can get all the information about Supermap iClient. Okay, but earlier I introduced you a lot of framework, such as the OpenLayers, Leaflet, Mapbox, the DB, the eChart. So how to choose them? Here is how to select the map libraries. Actually, based on my experience, if we want to develop a comprehensive web application, it's highly suggested to use the OpenLayers, because even the OpenLayers package is bigger than Leaflet, but it has a lot of ready-to-use functions, and it's easy to be used. And for Leaflet, we can say it is open source, and the performance is high, the stability is high, the extensibility is perfect, and there are a lot of stars in the GitHub of the Leaflet project. But I have to say that for the Leaflet, if you only download the raw package of Leaflet, then the function the built-in function is very limited, and it's hard to achieve our requirement just based on the basic package of Leaflet. So we always need to download the plugin of Leaflet to achieve our requirements, and that will bring us more workload. And for others like Mapbox GL and OpenLayers 2, of course you can choose by yourself, and suggest the advantage of Mapbox GL is display the effects of MVT vector tiles. It has a very good performance to display the vector tiles. And iClient Classic, which is based on the OpenLayers 2, it has a large user base and high stability, because we already start to research on this product for around 10 years. And but how to choose the map library, how to choose the visualization libraries? Here I give you some example, because the visualization library is based on the map library. Then you can just refer to the sample code, and which visualization effect you need. Then you just need to choose that. Sorry, you just need to choose that visualization base. Such as this one is Leaflet plus MapV, and Mapbox GL plus MapV. They are the same. And the Leaflet with eCharts, and Mapbox GL with eCharts. So before we start the development, we just need to choose which map library we want to use. Okay. talking about this, I want to show you. I want to show you the library. I want to show you the website of Supermap iClient, and you can see here. I already opened one iClient.supermap.io website, and in this page you can see the introduction, the update log, the upgrade log of Supermap iClient. And in the overview, we can see all the functions, compatibility, the map-based library, third-party license, and how to choose. Then there will be a lot of examples based on different framework, such as for the leaflet, we can go to the examples to get, and then we can see there are a lot of samples, such as how to show a map, how to do the query based on SQL, or how to do the query based on Polygon, and how to do the spatial analysis, how to do the network analysis. For every one of them, we can easily get the information. And open layers, it's the same. We can see the demos in the iClient supermap.io. And of course, when we click it, we can view this demo, and also we can check the source code of it. So and in the source code, we can edit it here and then click run. For example, here if I add a learned, then click run, then there will be an alert. So it's very easy for us to get the idea about the source code. Okay. Now let's go back to our training content today. Today we need to download the iDesktop, iServer, iClient, and data downloading and importing, the data processing and mapping using iDesktop, and publish service using iServer. Okay, here I prepared one document, the step document for us to do the training. The first one is I already finished the introduction of Supermap iServer and iClient, and download link of iServer and iClient. You can download it from this link, and for the iServer, you can download it. I will add the iServer download link here later. Oh, sorry, iServer download link is here. Yeah, you can go to the supermap.com enus html down.html, and also I will add the download link of iServer here. And next is we need to choose our data. Here, I think you already have experience of downloading data from the Diva, GIS, or from download the OSM data. For example, this is the download the Openstreetmap, and we can choose one of them, such as here I click Asia, and then it lists almost all of the countries or region in this page. And for example, I want to download the data of Malaysia, Singapore, and Brunei. Then I can just click the shape file, and then the downloading will be processed. Okay, so the first data we need is the OpenStreetMap data downloaded from the GeoFabric website, and you can also and I already put the downloading here. And the second one is we need to download the administrative and elevation data from Diva GIS. This is the link of divagis.org, and we can go to the free spatial data, and then go to the country level data, and we can choose the countries here. For example, for my samples, I will use the Malaysia. I will choose Malaysia as a country for the sample. And in the Malaysia, we need to download the administrative area for data processing. This one. And another one is we need to download the elevation data, which is this one, the elevation data, which is we need to use it to show the terrain of Malaysia. Okay, when we click OK, then we can click download for the administrative area. And if we choose the elevation, when we click OK, then we can download the elevation about elevation data of Malaysia. And here I already downloaded them here. The first one is Malaysia Singapore Brunei latest free ship, and this data is the Openstreetmap data. We can get the building, the land use, the nature, the place, the POI, and a lot of vector data we need. And next is the administrative area of Malaysia and elevation of Malaysia. Okay, and so in this training we will based on Malaysia to do the development. Here I already opened the website WeView developed, and follow me. You can get a lot of follow me. You can achieve all of the functions shown in this website. Something wrong with the network, because I added the base map here. Yeah, and we can say this will be the application we developed. On the toolbar, there are some functions like click this one. This is to query the attributes of one building, and we can get all the information of it. And if we want to modify it, for example, I will choose, this one has no name. So if I want to give it a name as test, then click submit, then we will get the alert of modify successfully. And when we query this data again, we can see the name is already been tested. And also we can edit the geometry of this building. If such as if we want to edit this building smaller like this, and we can click edit and edit this polygon and click submit. After that, this building will be modified. And next function of toolbar is the measure the distance, such as this is to get the distance of measurement, and measure the area like this one. So when we want to measure the area of one building, we can do it like this to get the area of the building. Okay, and the next function is the full extent. When we click it, it will show all of the extent of our data. And then the next one is the search. Like when I click search, then we can input the keywords. For example, the summit USJ, like this is one of it. Yeah, every time when we input a keyword, there will be a lot of building being queried and highlighted on the map. Then we can choose one of them to get the to go to this location and get the information of this building. So this is about the query, and next is about the 3D. When we click this one, it will jump to a new page to show the 3D scene of this area. And on the sidebar, there are two functions. There are two parts of functions. The first one is the land use. We can query the type based on, we can query the land use based on its type. For example, if I choose forest, then click query, then I can get all of the land use area with in the building, we can go to the building tab to add a new building or to delete existing building. For example, I want to add a building and give it a name as test, and the type is also test, and click add. Then we can add a new building here. For example, there is a building I want to add it to the data source, to the database. Then I can add it here, add building successfully, and then this building will be added to the database. Even we refresh the page, this building will still be there. Where is it? Let me test. Yeah, here is it. This is the building I just added. And also, if we want to delete one building, we can click the delete button and choose this building. Then this building will be deleted. After when we refresh the map, this building won't be there. Okay, so this demo or this training, we will develop one cadastral management system, and you can achieve all of these functions following me. Okay. Now let's go back to our document. After we downloaded the data, the first step is we need to process the data using iDesktop. I think you already have a lot of experience for process with this kind of data. We can go to the iDesktop. This is the iDesktop interface, and right-click at data sources to create a new file data source. Then we can choose a folder. Like here is the day one. The raw data is here, and I will give it a name as, for example, cadastral data. Okay, cadastral data, and click save. Then there will be a new data source being created. And right-click, choose import dataset. Choose import dataset. Then we can click the first button, add, to add the new data. And in the raw data, we need to in the OSM data, we only need to use the building and the land use data. The building and land use data. Click OK. And also, we need the data of administrative, which is admin 1 or admin 102. We will import all of them. And then we need the elevation data and choose the VRT format. Choose the VRT data. Then okay, now we can see all of this data already been chosen, and we need to click import. But I think I better don't click it here. I better don't import it here because the building data we can see, because the building data of Malaysia is pretty big, and it may take let me click it. Let me import it to save the time. It will take a few minutes to import all of this data to iDesktop. I think rather than wait it here, I will open another Supermap iDesktop. Okay. While waiting for it, here I open another desktop, and I already imported this data into iDesktop earlier, and the data source name is the GIS context, and we can see the Malaysia ALT. This is the terrain data, and then the land use data of Malaysia is this one, the land use Malaysia, and the building Malaysia is this one. Okay, if we go to the KL area, this is the KL area, the Kuala Lumpur. We can see the land use data, and the blue color is the building data and at the same time we imported the administrative level 1 data, which is in yellow. Yeah, it's like this, and every data, when we double click it, we can get the attributes of it. For example, the name is Perak, and it is a state, and like this one is Selangor state. This is the Selangor state, and in order to increase the processing time, I think for the development, we better choose a part of the data to increase the performance. And yeah, because for the building data, there are 582,000 polygons in the building data. We can see the data is massive. So the first step is we need to I want to, based on the Selangor state, to get the data inside. Oh, yeah, here we already imported successfully. Like the building, the land use. Oh, sorry, for the for the administrative, I choose the wrong file. Maybe I need to go to the administrative one and choose the shape file, the .shp, and import it. Then the yellow area will be the administrative, and we can put it on the bottom. Okay, and yeah, another one we need to notice is when we import the elevation data, that when we import the terrain, we need to choose the import terrain as raster data. I also forgot to choose it here. The type, we need to choose it as raster data, then click import. Yeah, it won't take a long time. And when we add it to map, it will show as a terrain. Okay. And now we want only the data of one specific area. And of course, if you are using other countries' data, I also suggest you to do some clip. So we need to do the clip and to go to the maps, map clip, select object area clip, then choose the Selangor state of Malaysia, and right click. Then in this panel, we need to choose which data we need. First, we don't need the admin data, so we can delete it. And we need the data, the building data inside of the Selangor. We need the land use data inside of Selangor, and we need the terrain data inside. So let me give it a name. Building land use terrain. Okay. Now, after we set them, we can click OK. Then it will then the iDesktop will clip the data inside of the Selangor stage. This will also take a few time. Let's switch to the earlier, we switch to the earlier iDesktop, and here I already have one. I already have the data, which is, oh, it's already finished. Yeah, that's great. Okay, now we get the data of terrain, building, and land use. So we only need to use these three data actually. And we can close the current map window and add these three. Only add these two to a new map, the building and land use data. Now we can see we already get the building and land use data. So we want to, based on this, to make a map, and after we publish it using iServer and show it using iClient, we will add the base map here. And here we also can add the base map, but the base map won't be published because they all connect with the internet, and the base map data is not stored in local. So in order to show it better, first I want to edit the style of land use. Double click of this layer, and on the right side we can set the style of it. For example, I don't need this polygon has the line, so I can choose as none. Then there won't be a line. And then the transparency, I want to set it as maybe 70. Yeah, because the land use data we only need it is an area, so we can set the transparency as 70. Okay, and for the building, we need to, based on the building layer to create, a semantic map to show the different type of building as different color. So we can right click at this layer and choose create semantic map. And the default one is unique value map, and default, they click OK. On the right side, we need to switch the expression of this semantic map to, and I want to set it as type. Okay, now we can see every type already been listed here. You can see the value. This is the type, like the education, the house, the KLHO, the roof, and others. And we can choose a color scheme, like to choose it more colorful, for maybe this one, or I think this one it looks better, because later we will add the base map, the satellite image base map. So maybe this one is better. Okay, and actually, yeah, let's go back to the document. Here we already finished the create a new file data source, import the data, and clip the data, and set the style of land use layer, the select line as none, the transparency as 70, and create semantic map for building layer, choose unique value map, expression type, and save map and workspace. Start and then we need to save the map and workspace, then publish the data as service using iServer. Okay, for this one we need to close it and to save it, give it a name as cadastral map. Okay, cadastral map. Then click OK. And also we need to save this workspace. We can right click at the untitled workspace, click save workspace, and choose a folder to save it, like the day one of contest. We give it a name as cadastral workspace. Okay, click save. and save. Okay, now we already save it. We can go to Supermap iServer to publish it. So for Supermap iServer, after you download for Supermap iServer, after you download the iServer, you will get the zip like this. You will get the zip like this, and you only need to unzip it. Then you will get the folder of iServer. So this is the root folder of iServer. And if you are familiar with the development, you will see that this is the structure, the folder structure of Tomcat. And in the web apps, we can see the iServer is one of the application of based on Tomcat. So it's the same with start the Tomcat. We need to go to bin, the bin folder, and find the startup.bat. startup.bat. Double click to run the iServer. Then we need to wait a few moments for starting the iServer. Okay, now we can see when we can see from the window as server startup in blah blah ms, that means iServer already been started. And then we can go to the website to visit the page of iServer. The default port of iServer is 1890. You can also view it from here, the 1890. So we need to go to localhost 1890 to get started with iServer. And if it is the first time for you to start up the iServer package, you need to create the administrator account to manage and log in the iServer. Okay, so we can give it we need to create the administrative account and then click create. The second step for initialization of iServer is checking the environment. iServer need to check the Supermap objects Java and JRE, which are already built in the iServer package. Then click next, and then check the lessons. Next. Okay, now it's completion, and we can click the home page to see the home page of iServer. Yeah, now what we are seeing is the home page of iServer. In the iServer, the first one is services. When you click the services, you can see all the service published by this iServer. But here I am using a deploy version, so there is no any built-in or sample service. And in the sample code, when we click the sample code, it will open a new page, which is the same with Supermap iClient. But it's the same, but this is a deploy package, so there is no sample code and no help. So, and now we are going to publish our spatial data to iServer. So we need to go to manager, and for open the manager page, we need the administrator account of iServer. So we just need to import the administrator account we just created, and then we can go to the page of iServer. And now we need to publish the service by clicking quickly publish service. The data source of publishing service, there are a lot of options, such as the most common used is workspace. And also we can publish service based on service. That means forward the existing service using this X server. Or we can publish like the MongoDB tells, the VGC v5 tells, this as the cache of map tell. And also we can publish some others like OGC standard services and other online service, and even we can forward the ArcGIS REST service. So this time we will choose the workspace, then click next. And for the workspace, we can click the remote browse to find our workspace path, which is here. It's in this one, day one, and I just created the cadastral workspace.smwu. Okay, then go to next. And here we need to choose what kind of service we want to publish. For this time development, we need to use the REST map service, REST data service. And later we need to publish the 3D service, but there is no scene now, so we don't need to we don't publish, we don't check it now. And then click next. And here is whether the data service is editable or not. We set it as editable because we need to modify the data, modify the building attributes and geometry later. And click next. Whether the map service is editable. Also click edit, editable, then click finish. Yeah, it's very easy to publish the workspace using iServer. And then there will be two services, one map service and one data service. In the map service, we can see the maps and we can see the map here. We already can see the map here. And when we click for open layers to preview the map, maybe for leaflet. Yeah, we can say we already can preview the map on the web browser. This is exactly what we did just now. It's the totally same with it shown in the iDesktop. Okay, and this is a map service. It's the same for open layers. It also will show the map here, like this. All right, and inside of the map service, there are the sub-level, like we can go to the layers and find the map, and we can say inside of this map, there are 3 sub-layers. It's the same, go to the workspace. In this map, there are 3 layers, right? Okay, and this is about the data service. And next is the, that one is about the map service. And then the data service, we can go to the data service, data sources, and we can get the name of our data source, which is cadastral data, and go to data sites, and we can see there are a lot of data sites inside, right? And we go to building. This is showing the information of this building data site, and suggest go to features. Then we can get all the information of feature inside, such as, for example, like for this feature, we can get all the coordinates of every point and the attributes of this feature. Oh, and if we want to edit the feature, we can also do it here. Like in the, we can send a post request to the server from this page by adding a feature, update feature, or delete feature. Yeah. Okay, so this is about the data service, and for how to use them in the next training, I will show the details to you. Okay, now go back. Let's review the steps. After we save the map and workspace, we need to start it up the iServer and to visit the localhost 8090, publish the workspace as map service, data service, or here I also checked the spatial analysis service, but actually we don't need to use it. Maybe later, when you do your own development, you can say how to use. You can choose to you can check the spatial analysis service, and after publishing it, you can based on it to achieve some functions. And the data service is editable, the map service is editable, and we can preview the map and preview the data service on the page of iServer. Okay, actually now we already finished our task for today, which is download the product, download server, download the data, and process and do the mapping, then publish the service using iServer. All right, later I will upload the document, the step document, and I will fill it with the detailed download link for the iServer and also the data. I hope that so our today's homework is to download the data of your own country and make a map following my steps and then start up the iServer to publish the map service and data service. All right, I think that's it. That's it for today. So, is there any question for now? Yeah, if you have any question, please feel free to let us know. And also tomorrow there will be a Q&A session to answer all of your questions. And yeah, here I got one from yeah, the question is, don't we need to import the admin zip file? Yes, we need to import the zip file. Maybe you found my mistake earlier, because earlier I choose the CSV if I'm not wrong. And yes, we need to import the zip file and based on it to do the map clipping. Okay, so I think we can call it a meeting, call it a training today. Thank you very much for your time. I hope all of you can finish the homework, and I hope I can see all of your I hope I can see all of your submission in the Google Classroom. And here I got one question is, do we need license for iClient and iServer? As I mentioned, the iClient is open source, it's free. And iServer license is the same with iClient license if we are using the trial license. But for the official license, they are different. So if you already installed the iDesktop and installed the trial license of iDesktop, then you don't need to apply the license for iServer again, because they are using the same one. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you. Bye.